Hi, Miss Davina. This is Courtney Thomas. This is my audience, my mother and my father. I'm going to have my mother to record me. Hi, my name is Courtney. I'm going to be doing a speech on type 2 diabetes. A little bit about type 2 diabetes. It is an all-known common disease that's fully known by some, but yet some don't know. It's widely unknown to others. It's 5.7 million people in the U.S. that have been diagnosed with diabetes, type 2 that is. 5.4 million people don't know or have little knowledge or have not been diagnosed with this disease. As a child, I was very overweight for my age. The older I became, family would say that I may end up with diabetes if I don't lose weight or put any kind of exercise into my daily activities. The reason is because of my size and my age being so young. It may have interfered with me getting diabetes or becoming borderline of diabetes. At the age of 14, I became ill and had to go to the doctor. My parents suggested for me to get a check for diabetes, even though that it ran in the family, and a lot of people on my mother's side of the family have a history of diabetes. So we scheduled an appointment for that following morning. That morning of the appointment, I was very nervous and very unsure of the results that were going to come back. The information about type 2 diabetes that I'm going to go over is a little bit about diabetes. Type 2 is that it's a metabolic disorder that is characterized by high blood glucose in the context of insulin resistance and relative and insulin deficient. Non-insulin dependence is the most common for a form of diabetes. People with type 2 diabetes, they do produce insulin. However, the pancreas does produce enough insulin, or the body cannot use the insulin adequately. Which is, if the body produces insulin, somehow your body knows that it should use a certain amount so that it can go towards energy. If not, your energy level will be low, and also there will be problems that you will come across. Also, the meaning that of this also can say that there isn't enough insulin, or the insulin is not used as it should be. Therefore, the sugar, which is the glucose, does enter the cells within the body, causing high glucose levels. It can give you a heart attack. Also, it can lead to blindness. Some medications that are used to cope with type 2 diabetes is glucophage, which lowers your A1C by 1 point. Also, it lowers the bad cholesterol. Glucophage, what it does is it lowers the blood sugars, and also it maintains an accurate level of insulin so that your body can function correctly. And it also blocks the liver from making any sugars that is unnecessary. Also, what is used with the glucophage is the glyburide. Glyburide is also piggybacked with it to help maintain your A1C. It also helps to maintain the amount of sugar your body is producing. Also, it raises the amount of insulin in the body so that your body can function right. Many of the, when you're using the glyburide, it may cause you to gain weight. Also, 3 to 5 times more likely to cause low blood sugars. Some of the preventions is for eating. Some of the preventions for not having diabetes is to eat healthy. Include exercise in your daily activities. Make sure that you stop smoking if you are smoking, because it can increase your risk of heart attacks. Some symptoms that are caused by type 2 diabetes is excessive thirst and appetite, increased increased urination, fatigue, vaginal infections, which occur frequently, blurred vision. So if you do come across these symptoms or have these symptoms, please consult your doctor and let him know of some of these symptoms that you are having. Some tests that they do perform on some diabetics are the fast glucose test, which is a test that is taken in the morning before you eat your first morning meal. They also have another one that's called the oral glucophage tolerance test, which entitles the diabetic to have a doctor's visit. Go to the doctor. You drink a sugar drink. It contains a lot of glucose, and then have a blood test every 30 minutes to an hour to see how well your body can regulate your sugar that your pancreas releases. Also, the last test that I do have is A1C. It's to sample your blood, and it reflects what your average A1C is, your glucose levels for over the last 3 months. Some diabetics do not, some diabetes does not have a specific age range that it does attack. It does have, special ethnicity groups, such as the African Americans, the Latinos, the Native Americans, and the Asian Americans. Now let me go back to what I was saying before, as when I went back to when I had my tests done and everything came back. What I was saying is when I got my results back, they were fine. The doctor said I was very healthy for the size and age that I was. Also, seeing all the medications that my mom has, being that she is a diabetic, I would not want to take as many pills as she has, and then I see that she has to maintain a healthy diet to not have to interact with all the problems, health issues that she has. With that being said, just make sure that you do have a healthy diet, exercise, make sure that you do include something green inside your diets. Make sure that if you are doing anything to jeopardize your chances of becoming a diabetic, that you make some changes, and that's it. Press pause.